Hello, welcome to this edition of the news with current issues in Africa and the world. We open the news in Southern Africa, where Botswana government has reported the mysterious death of hundreds of elephants in the country since the month of May. The report was made by officials in the Southern African country who suspect poaching to be the cause of the death of at least 275 elephants, though it is unconfirmed. The government has reassured that investigations and laboratory tests are ongoing to solve the mystery and determine the cause of the deaths. Botswana is known to be home to over 130,000 elephants, one-third of Africa's elephant population and the highest in the world that is at the high risk of extinction. Amongst the carcasses found, the majority are in the Delta region, involving even young elephants. Samples have been collected for analysis in some South African, Zimbabwean and Canadian laboratories to find out the truth. In Mali, there have been mass protests in the city of Bamako following the arrest of Soumaïla Cissé after over 100 days of his detention. Activists from the URD political party organized the rally demanding his immediate release. The opposition leader is said to have been kidnapped by some armed men while he was campaigning for the legislative elections. However, no official statements have been made by the government or any other party concerning his abduction and his whereabouts. For this reason, Soumaïla Cissé's family and supporters have been demanding government intervention in the matter. It is in the same light that hundreds of protesters gathered in Bamako demanding the release of their opposition leader. Now we move out of Africa. In England, restaurants, hairdressing salons and other public spaces have begun reopening as COVID-19 lockdown measures are slowly being eased. This reopening stage is said to be the biggest step towards the resumption of normal life in 3 months. The easing measures signifies that people can again drink in public spaces, eat in the restaurants, get a haircut, and go to the movies. It also allows for 2 households to unite, places of worship to open for prayers. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has called on everybody to, however, behave responsibly and still maintain social distancing in order to support businesses and avoid the outbreak of a second wave of coronavirus. He hopes the new easing will enable the people to enjoy summer safely. The reopening begins as from this Saturday. France now has a new prime minister, and his name is Jean Castex. He was appointed into the position by President Emmanuel Macron this Friday to replace Mr. Edouard Philippe, who resigned. Mr. Castex is a 55-year-old, a senior civil servant who has played a key role in the fight against COVID-19, yet he is less famous in France. He particularly coordinated the reopening strategy of France after a 2-month COVID-19 lockdown. For this reason, he even gained the nickname Monsieur Déconfinement. His naming as Prime Minister comes as part of an expected cabinet reshuffle, which President Macron has at most 2 years to accomplish. Jean Castex is a husband and father of 4. To end the news, we move on to Asia, where following a deadly landslide that occurred at a jade mine in Myanmar, over 160 people have been found dead so far, and more dead bodies are still being discovered. As a wave of mud and waste collapsed into the lake in the northern part of the country, leaving the jade miners with no chance to escape, rescue teams on site struggle to rescue victims and search corpses. They fear that it may get worse. As the search continues, more dead bodies are being discovered as the water gets clearer. Such sites are notably prone to such disasters, as every year more deadly cases are recorded. Critics blame this on the government and their failure to take action against risky conditions. While many are dead, others are missing, and the search continues. And that is how we saw it for this edition of the news on DBS TV. Thank you for being with us. Have a good day and stay safe.